What's going on, everybody? My name is Jason Ramirez, and this is kind of like a new series I'm gonna start on the YouTube channel, just like talking videos and stuff. But I recently started reading. Here are some of the books I've read recently: Screwtape Letters, Steppenwolf, and Trial by Franz Kafka. I recently became a reader. I started reading about last summer, and I have four things that I learned from starting to read consistently. Yeah, I started reading a lot. I always thought that reading was for nerds and it was stupid and stuff like that. And I started reading, and I ended up really enjoying it. So my goal this year was to read 15 books, and I'm well on pace for that. I should be around. I'm already at five, and it's March right now. I'm gonna try to get as many as possible because I know I'm gonna break 15 for sure. So I have four things. I'm gonna share them. Yeah. So the first thing that I learned by reading a lot is just that at first it's not easy to read and process your information that you're consuming in the book, because every day we consume so much media through TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, all the social media platforms, TV, media, all types of media. We consume so much. And if you look at how much media they consumed back in the 90s, the 80s, it's far less than what we consume. Like if you put how much media we consume on a daily basis, it's how much they would have consumed in maybe a couple weeks or a month. Like, you know, they're reading the paper, they're reading books, and slow forms of entertainment. Meanwhile, we have scrolls, and we can see so much different information, and a lot of it's not good information. A lot of it's bad information that we're just being put into our brains. So it's not easy at first. Our brains currently are wired to just take in things and then just spit them back out because nothing's important. It's all brain rot. It's all bad for you, especially on TikTok. So for me, cutting off social media, I don't have any social media on my phone at all. And all I do is read books right now. And I watch YouTube videos, like longer YouTube videos. And it took me a long time for my brain to rewire, but as I've started to read more, I've learned that I hold on and retain a lot more of the information that I consume instead of just, scrolling for 3 hours and I have no idea what videos I watched. I remember I watched some fire TikTok edits, or I, saw this one creator, but that's all I remember. I don't remember every video I watched. But when I'm reading a book, I remember the whole thing. And I'm starting to remember more as I read more. I'm starting to remember more books as I read more. So yeah, the second point that I have and thing that I've noticed is that times move slower when you read. I feel like I get transported into another dimension, kind of, and time slows down. I was in the library a couple days ago, and I was only there for about like 2 or 3 hours, but I felt like the physical time, like I was only there for 2 or 3 hours. It wasn't that long, but I felt like I was there for so long. Like I was so just deep in this book, and um, and I felt like just my time was slowed down, and I feel like reading is a great way to decompress and be still, especially after a long day. You can just wind down, be still, and I use this book. Well, this is one of the books that I'm reading right now. It's called Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. It is a Christian inspired, well, Christian fiction. And like sitting down at the end of the day and reading that is, yes, it's fiction, but it is Christian inspired. And, the writer obviously is Christian. And it's a way that I decompress and be still and kind of like, in a way, worship the Lord. Like, obviously, like worshiping the Lord isn't always like listening to worship music or, singing. It could be reading things like this, things that enhance your understanding of the gospel, or if you're not a Christian, being still and being present is honestly, even if you look at it from not a Christian standpoint, being still and being at peace is really good for your cortisol levels, for your stress levels, and just decompressing at the end of the day with a good book is so good for you. Third thing, um, you understand what is quality information and what is not. You get better at filtering out useless information and brain rot. And when people ask you questions, you become more articulate with your thoughts. You're able to speak better, and you notice you start to use words that you would have never used in a sentence before. And you start to, because you're reading these words, and sometimes you're like, I don't know what this means, and then you kind of use the context to understand what it means. But by using the context and understanding what these words mean, you add these words to your vocabulary. It makes you sound smarter. Even if you're not that smart, you sound smarter because you're reading and you're using higher vocabulary. You're not using a lot of and likes and like, and even curse words. You find yourself cursing less because you have a stronger and bigger vocabulary to use all these words. So you don't need a curse word as a filler. Instead, you have an expansive vocabulary that you can use instead of curse words. And the last thing I have to say is it's a lot of fun. I never thought I'd say that reading is fun. It is actually a lot of fun. You have to find a good book, like this right here, The Trial, great book. Steppenwolf. Never thought I'd ever read literature. I always thought I'd, be like, I'm just gonna read the Bible and I'm just gonna read maybe some C.S. Lewis. But I started reading some literature, and it's really good. Yeah. So this is a new series that I'm starting, and yeah, it's just gonna be kind of me talking and going through my experiences. I think the next video I want to make is me talking about my experience cutting off social media, because that's been really good in my life, and it's helped me a lot, cutting social media off, because it wasted a lot of time, and you realize how much time you have, how much more time you have when you cut it off than you realize when you do have social media. So if you haven't today, go read a book, especially some C.S. Lewis. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. And yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And